Okay, we'll get back at it here. So, got a new tube of snot here. Take a Phillips to pop it. It's popped. And we get gooped. There. Use the dirty rag. I usually use my straight blade because I like it better. This one fills it full of goop. It's hard to clean up. Got to get the goop out of your screwdriver, or it'll be full of goop. It'll be hard to use. All right, good as new. Okay, so I'm going to pull out some new stuff here. There you go. Brand spanking new stuff. I'm going to put this around the oil gallery hole here a little bit. Over here it's kind of thin. I'll put a little bit on the two leading edges where it might leak. Right through here. And this is where it was leaking. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit on the case in the same spots just to make sure. A little bit in the front too. It's the same stuff we put between the case halves, so nice and thick, relatively speaking. Okay, so we got a little bit on everything right now. Not a real thick layer, just a light layer. We don't need thick, we just need a little something to seal it up. My screwdriver, which I can't find. Okay. That's the fun part. Gotta slip this together past the rings and everything. Okay, I'm gonna put our gasket over here, top of this. Put a layer of sealer on top of this one here, just to make sure it's primed. So the other sealer will stick pretty nicely. Okay, now you try to get over that piston there, over the rings, and slide it down. gaps at. So the in gaps are now this far apart, even though I started way further. We started 180 degree apart on the rings, and now they're within an inch of each other. So shows you how much they move around when they run, because they rotate. So, where's the rings at right now? This one's over here. That one's right here. So they're back 180 apart from each other again. Okay. Slip it together like that. Go on down. Use a kicker to bring it down easier. Stuck. I'm going to tighten it down before that sealer sets up too much. So I'm going to get one here, one over there. Get the ones I can get to easily. Come on. Probably want to start. You bastard. It's right on top of it, but I don't want to go. That one's down. Tight. Tighter. Okay. Torque. Goes around nicely. And almost top dead center on the compression stroke. That way the valves, I can adjust them at this point. Get this other nut on over here, it's a little bit harder to get to. Good and tight. Okay, those are pretty tight. Get about the same amount of force. You can see how it moves. So you know they're tight, plus you can hear it. Okay, they're stuck down there pretty good. Back over here and do this side again. Alright. So if you got enough cedar on there, you'll see a little bit of a pooch where it comes out. So you see a little bit of where it pokes out the side there a little bit. That's where it pooches out slightly. That's what you're looking for. Where my damn screwdriver went off to. So right through here you can see how it just sticks out just a little bit right on the edge there where it was leaking before. That means you have enough sealer in there. It's 100% in that void. And we did along the front up in here too. Yep, you can see it over there. We also did along the oil gallery on this side, which is a blocked off gallery, but it had a lot of oil in it when I took it apart. That's right along that edge there, which is basically, you don't really see it there. So I'm going to clean this off up on top here just a little bit. I don't want to put any brake clean up there because that might get under and defeat the purpose of what the sealer was we just did. But I can get the residue out of there so it looks a little cleaner. So put a couple layers there and just go back and forth like that. Back and forth movement will clean it. Almost got it all. Go. That red stuff coming out too. Ah, not right. Cooperate. All right. Residue there. Okay, nice and clean. No residue. Got wiped up pretty good. You can still see a little bit right where the gasket is, but nothing sticking out. And I wiped it on the front there a little bit also. All you can really see in there. Okay, so that's all nice and clean. Definitely down tight. So now we're ready to put the head back up on there. So I got a head gasket right here. Make sure you line up the holes where they belong. Where's the hole at? Hole's over here, dumbass. See how the bolt holes don't line up? Flip it over. Yeah, now they line up. Look at that. Exhaust gasket's fine. Didn't do no damage to that. It's going to reuse it. So you just got to slam that back up on there. Should be good to go. The bolts still got a little bit of oil on them. So I shouldn't have to worry about them any. So I do now just excuse me, just get everything started and brought up the torque a little bit. And I'll line up the intake manifold too. Alright, let's throw this up on there. This one I gotta get the exhaust gasket stud in here. around. And we can get the oil crossover line over here too. What are we hitting on here? Something doesn't want to go in. There it goes. About there. Try to get one of your studs to start. Okay, this is the hardest one to do. Make sure it's started. Get it started. Let's go over here and do the other three. So you want to get this one here because it's close to being 180 all the way across. So to pull the head down more evenly. Next one will be this one up here. Get it to start there. It's always interesting. Jamming in there. There we go. Just go until it touches, don't put much torque on it. I'll have to loosen up slightly to adjust the intake possibly. We'll see what we got to do for alignment. So far everything seems to be going in decently. Still what I'm going to do about that starter over there. Thinking about the Bendix. I'm doing this. You always got to think about the hard stuff you got to deal with later. So that'd be this thing over here. So got to figure out what we're going to do about that problem. I think I'm going to take some of my old parts books home and do a little studying and see if there's some numbers swapped around between the 41 to 84 parts book that has way too many years covered, and just concentrate on the 61 to 71 book. That will show me most of the weird stuff they did. But I might have a 68 book laying around which will show you more. obviously something going on. Either that these starters just never worked that good to begin with. I don't think that's true. We got tight finally. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and loosen that up just a tick. Oops, that one's already loose. And that one's loose. Okay, now we go figure out our intake manifold fitment. Got to line the intake up before you bring everything in. I'm not sure if I can really show too much of this, but we'll see. Need to get this bolt up here a little bit further. It's not even in there yet. We use this one. I remember this. Took like about a half hour to get this thing out, didn't it? Guess what? Takes almost that long to put it back, too. That's like having a nice long-winded bolt. Takes you forever to do. And if you want to fast forward, you can fast forward until we do the intake manifold. We're about halfway up already. It's not too much longer on this. Ah, stupid point. Definitely long-winded. Okay, getting close. Point. Okay, we hit. Damn, stupid ass point. I'm gonna fix that one of these years, but not today. Okay, loosen that up so this will move. Okay, now we take our intake manifold and see what it lines up to be in. So here's our whole assembly. Stick it in there and just look in here. Why you put the damn bolt back in the head for? I know where it goes. Pretty good. Let's see if I can do this without losing the camera. Nope. Nope, I'm gonna drop the camera. Can't work the camera and do everything at once around here. So basically you lay that thing up in there like that, and you want everything to line up as close as you can get it before you beat it all in there. So this in the bracket's fighting me a little bit, but overall it's not too far off. This bracket's kind of dictating where I go to right now, which is not what I want to be doing. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm at, but I'm close, I think. The bracket's definitely fighting me, so I'm going to get rid of this stupid bracket. His Coxton manifold is different what it was, so it's coming off. And then I'll put the clamps up on there, torque these down a little bit, and then I'll torque the head down, because when you torque this down, the head will rearrange slightly, and then you torque it to that new position. You let the intake clamps line everything all up. This has to go. Of course, that's hooked over there for some reason. Damn. Whoa. Dripping gas on my leg and my foot and on the floor. Obviously, there's still gas in the carburetor. Blow my leg off. Like getting a good load of gas down your pants to make you fun for the day, right? Okay, so now we got to figure out how we can get this carburetor to stay up in here with the clamps. So here's our two clamps. So I don't know which way these things are on the bike because I didn't take it off. My guess is it probably did not come off this way. Just look right here, I can tell that. See, it does not come off that way. It has to go off this other direction like this to make it work. Okay. So once we know which way it goes, we can deal with it. Drop everything on the floor. What the hell? The sockets roll down the hill. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this one on here first. It has to go way over here. So we need to be on the other side of the bike to do this because there's no way of doing it from this side. Okay, that was the easy part. Now I'm going to have to hold the carburetor up in the air somehow and get the clamps on there some other way. This has to be taken apart. So we have to put this back together, line up in here. You can bring up this high here and still clear. This one I guess I can rotate a little bit higher. Get better access to that nut. And this is going to go right up in here like that. And I can do all that while I'm trying to hold the carburetor up too. Fun, fun, fun. So let's see if we can get any of that done. Okay, first thing to do is figure out how to get the O-ring. It's right here. Damn, throat. Okay, I can't get the camera far enough away to see squat. So I can't work the camera and do this at the same time, so I have to deal with it. Okay, so this has to be wrapped up around the top of the manifold. This carburetor's going to start puking fuel all over me again too, just watch. So we have to roll this up around the manifold here. I can hold out with one finger. I got to stick it in the clamp. I got to stick this choke mechanism all the way through here. where there's no room. Make room. Preferably not get it jammed up in anything. It's 100% in my way. Although I didn't take it off. I have no idea if I can even get that clamp on there with that tube on there. I don't think I can. We'll try. Okay, jam that in there like that. If you heard the air O-ring went pop, it rolled itself in. Just trying to make this bracket of some use, but it ain't. Okay, so now somehow you got to hold this up in here and torque it. Purposely left the ratchet over here so I couldn't get to it. So I'm going to try to reach around the bike somehow and tighten that bolt up enough to hold the carburetor up. Okay, there we go. Sides. I'll try to use this carburetor bracket here to help me instead of just fighting me like you normally do. Take it off. Put it up there with a bolt on the other side. Right here. Everything keeps dropping on the floor around here. You've only seen about 10% what I'm doing. Okay, put a little bit of Loctite on here. It probably won't be back over here for a while. I'm not sure which one of these two holes we're using. There's the hole out. Using the back one here. That one. This one. All right. So we're dealing with the air cleaner bracket up in here. Camera, shit, I can't even get the camera to even do what I'm doing. So I got the bolt going through here. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, tighten this up a little bit. That should hold the carburetor where it needs to be. I'll have to jig around this tube out of my way for the choke, try to get the clamp up in there, tighten it down, recenter everything, and then come back and torque everything. Of course, this complete air cleaner assembly is in my way, so I'll probably have to pull the whole air cleaner off to be able to do what else would I need in the motor. So I got to go put it all together and then take it all back apart again. Or work around it if we can. We'll see. So tighten that up a little bit. Turn this one up. That's the wrong socket. Where did the other socket go? It's right here. Tighten it all the way up. So we have some wiggle room. Okay, now we get to go on the other side. Put all this together. See how tight everything is around here. It's a lot easier to do when you just got the manifold, you're doing a motor on the workbench. But it's the real world. You gotta fight everything. Okay, get this thing back out of my way a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna try to get this thing to go up in there. Of course, this is in my way. And it's jammed in there too. That's nice. Okay, that will be on my way right there. I'm gonna try to get this clamp up in there so you can spread it out a little bit. Yeah, that actually rolled around nicely. And it cooked up nicely. Man, these things are pretty stretched in here. I like that. Squeeze them together a little bit. There it goes. You only need about 2 threads, just enough to get a nut on there. Come on, nut, start. Oh, hurry up, my finger's starting to hurt. There it goes. Ah. A little pressure on your fingers starts to get on you after a while. Ooh, that stings. Alright. So this one goes up so far because it hits the head right up in here. So you go up until you hit the head and pull back just a little bit so there's room to move around. You got to tighten this one up. This one here, you want to have it just below this one so you get the socket in there from both directions. So this one goes this way and this one goes this way. So you have to get back here. Sometimes you gotta use a big long one to get way down here, but this one's working okay here. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up a little bit right here. And kind of let things kind of self-center a little bit. About this point, you don't have any much danger of the manifold or the carburetor falling off. I've had more than one fall off the bike when I was doing it this way. Because these you don't have that bracket over there. Okay, got some decent tension on that one. Pretty good on that one too, not too much, these are small bolts. These little number 10 clamps like to strip out, so you gotta be careful. Okay, now that's got enough tension on there, it should have realigned its head so everything lines up. We'll go on the other side and check to make sure that's good on that side though. Yep, appears to be good. Okay. I'm going to tighten up our head bolts. Of course, I left the ratchet over here. Okay, that's tight. 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 And this one here. Tight. All right. Now get our torque wrench and really torque them down. Okay, we're going to put this at